Well, you might not want to hear me sometimes. Cut me off. What's up?
So what do you want to talk about today? I mean, how your team looks, how your hips feeling. What do you want to talk about today?
Anything y'all want to know? I'm an
Coach, how
book. I'm an open book. I don't hide nothing.
Coach, how is the hip feeling after the
The
surgery
hip
in the
is
offseason?
perfect. I want to thank Dr. Hoggart for Bullock, excuse me. Gosh, let me get it right. Dr. Bullock for doing it. He did an outstanding job. Have no problems at all. 3 or 4 days, off I went.
You dunking on that thing yet?
Oh yeah, I'm dunking. I'm dunking a donut on Saturdays. That's about it.
Who walks better, you or Tavion?
Do I now?
Who walks better right now, you or Tavion?
Well, I walk pretty good. He probably walks better with a ball, but I'm walking good. I still got old injuries from playing, knees, just older, but voice is good. I feel good. I'm looking forward to a good season. I don't have to run and jump. So,
Coach, as far as the offseason went, just how do you feel about this team coming back into this coming season? You don't lose a whole lot from last year. You got superstar on your hands and a guy like Tavion, really good team around him. Just where are you at with these guys as you get going here?
well, I think the last game against North Texas here, we played mostly and won. We played mostly all the guys coming back. So Jared had set out, and Jansen played some limited minutes that game, and we end up winning. So I feel confident that with what we have, I'm pleasantly surprised by the abilities of the incoming group. That we made strides in the weight room. These young men will spend the time to be good. So they've all put their time in. I think they've all gotten better. I think our young people are better than expected. So we're looking forward to putting it out there. We hope that COVID and will give these young men a real look at what Marshall basketball is about and the passion the fans have for it.
Coach, if you would talk about your non-conference schedule, beefed it up a little bit in a couple of places. Get that challenge before conference play.
Well, we have, I thought, well, all of our mid-major games are top-line mid-majors. They're the ones that will compete for conference championships. Toledo, Northern Iowa, Ohio. Who else am I missing? Well, Duquesne's out of the A10, which is, they say, a step above, but I don't see it as that. That's y'all reporters, not me. I think our top 8 teams play with any conference for the most part. So we've loaded up. We are playing 2 non-Division I schools. And a lot of that was mostly travel, trying to fit travel. Travel's the hardest thing to do. Is if, like, say, for instance, we go and we decide to get a game with Penn State. Well, trying to get to Penn State from here is not an easy task. And then trying to fit it in where you're playing, it's not playing the Penn State, it's really the travel there and coming back. And that is the problem that you have to watch in scheduling. And as I've aged into this position, and learning a little bit more about the college game, the pro game, you go straight to a major airport, and you get on a bus, they take you there, and you go to your room, and your bags are there, and it's over and done real fast. It's first class. Here's travel's a little more difficult. You're going to go to Penn State, what is it, 5 or 6 hours on a bus? It's not easy. So we've watched that a little bit. It kind of forced us into maybe playing 2 non-Division I schools, but next year we'll probably be back in full blast as far as no D1s and fit our schedule. COVID threw us back too, in that we had to return some trips and they returned to us. It was different than what we had originally scheduled, and we were unable to really put together perfectly the schedule we wanted for this year. But we have a good one. I think we have some great home games here for the fans to watch. And, we're going to be entertaining and very competitive all at the same time.
Coach, you guys have a big game on the schedule on December 11th against Eastern Kentucky. You're going to play Jansen Williams and Iron Bennett there now over at Eastern. What's that game going to be like for you? We're about 2 months out from it.
Well, he does a good job. AJ's a Marshall guy, and he's done a good job there. And I don't take any game personally as far as people and things of that nature. They're a good ball club. We'll play them and see where it goes. But I think I've aged out of that. Oh, I'm going to get tough here on these guys. I'm not, we always trying to be the best we can be. And then that's it. And I think that's the best way to be. And I think that makes for the best team. I think if you get in those showdown matches, it's a short fuse, and that's going to blow up in your face if that's your goals in life. So ours is to keep getting better, run through our season, and do the best we can, finish up, and hopefully win a Conference USA title and get a chance to get back in the NCAA tournament and see what happens. That's my goal every year, same, win the NCAA tournament. As far-fetched as it may seem, somebody got to do it. Might as well be us.
Hey, Dan, do you talk to Tavion about, he's already been a leader for you guys. Does he become more of one without Jared? And do the other players defer to him, or how do you kind of give him that mantle of, you gotta be aggressive and get us a bucket when we need one?
Well, I don't really give anybody a mantle. They earn it. And he's earned a lot of looks in tough situations, and he stepped up to the plate. I think late in the year, Andy Taylor moved with him a little bit. You almost have to have three. It's almost like the NBA game in a minor part. You got to have three guys that can make winning plays. And we've got Tavion and Andy, and Michael Byers can also put up things. And there's a growing Obina. I don't know where he's going to be yet. I do know he's picked up 15 pounds and his shooting is far better than what it's been. So I'm looking forward to seeing how his game unfolds this year. Gorn is 20 pounds heavier from 230 to 250, and it's all muscle weight. It's not a bad weight. He is talented. It depends if he can put that energy that's required to play in this game, if he can stick it on the floor, but he's super talented. So we have a lot of offensive weapons. We want to be very good defensively and improve our rebounding. And so, hopefully, I think too, with our length and size, this is by far the biggest team Marshall maybe ever had in the history, from 1 all the way through where we got 16 players. 1 through 16, probably the longest, most athletic team we've ever had here. I know they're longer, more athletic than my team back in the 60s and Mike's teams in the early 70s, and probably all the way through that I've seen Marshall be. And so there are a lot of things that we can do. I think we control a lot of the success that we can have, and we just have to step up the plate and knock it out of the park, right? That's for all baseball fans. I'm one.
Coach, you mentioned Andy Taylor starting to step up some last year and playing some important minutes, getting some big buckets for you guys. What have you seen from him in the offseason? What sort of strides has he made working on his game the last few months?
Listen, he's a lot further along than where he was last year. I watch him out here play every day. I have to shut my mouth so I can stay in reality, but you know, you never know till you put it on the floor, but all indications, he's really made some strides as to his effectiveness on the floor.
Coach, 5 freshmen on the roster, at least to start the opening of camp. How do you try to manage those 5 freshmen into your exhibition games and then into the start of the season?
It's difficult. That's probably, you know, everybody says, oh, you got great depth. Well, that's good and bad all at the same time, because now you got to try to keep everybody happy. You know, if your 14th guy thinks he's as good as the number 2 guy, it's hard when he's not playing and he sees himself as that good. So there's not a real clear line between, well, you know, these guys are the best ones and these guys aren't. Then it gets a little tough. The good thing we have going for us, I think, here at Marshall is that we have great kids, great young men. And I think they'll buy into whatever the coaches, and again, it's not just me, it's coaches and what we feel like is our best opportunity to win the conference championship. These young men will take the role that's given them and max it. I heard, oh gosh, I'm trying to think his name, the center. I didn't like him when he played for the Celtics. But anyway, he made a statement. He said, you know, champions are made when everybody is a star in the role that they play. And that's true. You know, everybody's going to have a role. You're going to have certain people who score at the end of the game. They have to be stars. The people who support that, the ones that are on the floor, have to be a star in the support roles. And the people who are on the bench have to be a star in their roles, and so forth, all the way to the managers, to the coaches, and the fans. They all have to be superstars. When you are, that's when you're a champion, a true champion. So Perkins, that was his name. So I thought that was a great statement. And I really expect our kids, young men, to fill that role. They'll be superstars, whatever it takes to make this team a champion.
How did the offseason go for Tavion? Obviously, lots of talent, lots of experience there. You mentioned him being, you know, one of the main guys certainly on this team, but kind of like I asked with Andy, just what did you see this offseason? What do you like about him going into 21?
Well, he's about 15 pounds heavier, and his vertical's the same. So, you know, I always worry a little bit getting heavier and losing some of your quickness or explosion. He tested out 44 inches, which is pretty good. That's high. That's good for pros or college. It doesn't matter. Shot is much better. It's quicker. He's really worked on releasing the ball, getting it out of his hands quicker. There'll be a ton of scouts in here. We know at least 9 or 10 that have called and want to come in to see him. Might be, and hopefully I got my fingers crossed. And it all depends what he does this season, but it could be. He's got a good shot at being Marshall's first group of players, or what am I trying to say? First round choice since Russell Lee. He has that opportunity. And he's put the work in. So, you know, a little bit of luck, you're always crossing your fingers, but he's done the work, and he's a great person. Just looking forward to seeing him fulfill a lot of his dreams.